Basically, what totem poles are in our culture is it is our constitution. That teaching is one that began as soon as our mothers conceived our lives. And the first teaching is about the first law. And that first law is represented on top of a totem pole by the crest of the sun or the moon. This crest of the sun or the moon was it's the most important teaching that our people had. And we still have that today. Thanks to my uncles, Levi, my uncle Moses, and to my late grandparents. This teaching here, it began as soon as you were conceived by our mothers, and people will sit here and talk to you as if you were here already about that first law, about being first respectful to ourselves. And that teaching, it didn't end until we died. It carried on. Every time there were people like this that gathered, there would always be an elder who would talk about being respectful, first to ourselves, and then to everyone else. All of these things that we have, all the teachings from our totem poles, it also pertains to all the land that we have here, and especially to these little ones. We make decisions for these little ones, that we're always mindful of them, that we're respectful of what they will be left with. I want this land to be better than when I was here. And that's how we want it.
Many of us started getting together and talking with each other about a variety of different concerns and things that we saw in the community. And one of the main things that were on our minds was the issues to do with the fish farms at the time. And I have been a part of some organizing for many years in Vancouver, and I really wanted to be a part of something that wasn't just focused on concerns, but also celebrated life and who we are, and coming together not only to talk about the things that we are in opposition of, but the things that we are for, and what are we celebrating, and what are we fighting for. And so we started to gather, a few of us, and just discuss where we were at and what we could do to become active in the community and become a part of the decisions that we felt were affecting us. And so we want to do a variety of things together. You know, we're interested in learning songs, we're interested in learning more about our traditional foods, we're interested in paddling, we're interested in all these things, and we're also concerned about other things, including what is going on with the fish farms and what is going on with the mining. And we've started to try and engage in the community in ways that we feel represent our values. And one of the ways that we've done this is on winter solstice on the 21st. We went around door to door to all of the reserves, and we invited people to a traditional foods feast. And as community members, we all went out and gathered food from our, that we knew we could gather at this time of year. And instead of relying on funding or caterers or something, we all pulled together and shared that food with each other and invited everybody to come. And we had people talk on certain things, and then we had a talking circle. And we said, instead of having a place where only some people have a voice in these concerns, we want to listen to what everybody has to say. And we passed that feather around the room in a pit sit on solstice. And I heard things from people that I've never heard before, opinions that I didn't know people had. And we had a really good discussion that way. So that's an example of something that we've done together. And this is also something that we wanted to definitely come and participate in. We feel at this time, you know, it's important for us on our journey to be doing these things in a cultural way, learning our teachings and learning things about our culture as well, but it's also important to find ways to have these discussions, obviously, with the greater community. How do we come together in a respectful way? How do we respectfully acknowledge the position and the sentiments that were shared earlier by the ecological people and all of the concerns that I know are held in this room as well? And obviously, these aren't easy answers, but the step of coming together is a way of finding that way. Yeah, so I'm really honored to be here, and I really appreciated deeply the words of everyone that has shared their perspectives.
We are Tla-o-qui-aht, who recognize that the traditional teachings of interconnectedness and respect for all life need to be communicated and upheld today so that future generations of Tla-o-qui-aht can survive. These teachings are encoded in the stories, songs, and dances passed down from our ancestors, and the philosophy can be found in the vocabulary of our endangered language, which we aim to revitalize. TIICH Tsawak, we are all one. Everything is one. This includes all life forms, energies, and materials. We are all interconnected. Bringing this teaching into our awareness during our daily lives will help to restore the balance of our community and the planet. Isak is another word you may hear a lot, sometimes associated with a local logging company. Isak means respect. This law has been passed down over many generations, since time immemorial. The teaching of respect for all life has facilitated an environment rich with biodiversity, a home filled with gifts of nature. Our people were once wealthy and well-fed thanks to disciplined adherence to this law. Nature will provide for our need, but not our greed. The negative impacts of abandoning these basic human teachings is being demonstrated worldwide. Human-caused destruction and pollution are they're a global problem nowadays. Tla-o-qui-aht Initiative for Interconnected Community Health, TIICH, are choosing to stand up and speak out on behalf of protection of our home territory and the flora and fauna which we live with and depend upon. We aim to protect the qualities of earth, air, and water which future generations will need. The TIICH group is open and informal, and any Tla-o-qui-aht who share our vision are invited to join us. We've also had other us and other people join us. And that's it. There's a lot of things we can add to that. But it's really wonderful to see all of you here. I came a bit late because I was at a treaty meeting, and it's another can of worms, but I was amazed to see all of the cars parked outside here and the parking lot filled up. And when I walked in, it was like, wow, there's a lot of people who still care here, and it's fantastic. And we can do something. We are doing something. Sure.